Hi, you're listening to Ryan's Two Cents, and believe me, that's all I've got. This podcast is brought to you by me and my drive to make my own content. So thanks for listening. Couldn't do it without you. So I was reading an article on Cnet today about people pirating ebooks on the iPad, and I thought, well, didn't you think of that before? Ever since there's been any kind of content that has been marketable, people have been trying to get it for free. You can look at movies, you can look at music, you can look at information, and now it's ebooks. And really, we would have had to, at some point, gone, okay, yes, people are going to pirate these ebooks, and there's literally nothing we can do about it except to try and put some protection in. And Apple has done that. Apple has fully gone their lengths and done all their encryption and research. But of course, people jailbreak their iPads, and it allows content to be run on the iPad, such as cracked apps and these pirated ebooks. Now, in the article, they have this lady that they bring in that has one of her ebooks on iTunes, or the ebook store, whatever Apple calls it. And she goes on to say that this is almost as bad as the pirating in the music industry, which I do agree with her. I do agree that this is going to be as bad as the music industry fully. Obviously, there's a market for ebooks, no doubt. Otherwise, we wouldn't have, the Kindle, any apps on the iPad for ebooks. Obviously, there's a market for it. Like I said before, if there's a market for it, it's obviously going to be stolen in some way. So, authors are complaining about, now we're going to be losing money. We barely make any money before. And I'm starting to think, well, maybe you should price differently. There's two kinds of pirators, generally. One kind is the kind that just they won't buy anything from any developer. Doesn't matter what developer slaved over it, they don't want to buy it. Maybe because they don't have enough money, maybe because are some people that believe out there that they don't pay for anything. Information should be free. And if you think that way, that's fine. I'm not against that. You might want to look at open source if that's the way you feel. I mean, that's a great way to go. But the other kind of pirater is the kind that says, this product is way too expensive. It's not worth me paying, my hard-earned money to get this information, product, whatever. And that is what I think most people are going for when they pirate an ebook. Looking at some books, you've got maybe, $14, $20, $30 for a book. If you were to price maybe it as much as a song, if you were to price an ebook as much as a song is on iTunes, and not an album, just a song, maybe $1 or $2, over the long run, you would probably make more money because your book is cheap, right? If you think about it, when you buy a song, you listen to a song, tens and thousands of times. That song will never, unless your interest changed, you will never stop playing that song. Generally, that song, it doesn't have, like a reuse value. Now, a book, it kind of does. You only read it maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times. I'm not about to judge how much people read books, but I definitely would think that you would listen to a song more than you would read an ebook. So if you were to price these ebooks the same price you would a song, you would probably have a better outcome in pricing. Just because you may not read it that much. What are you really charging for? There's no paper to be printed. Okay, there's a label to be made. But that's not too expensive. So I can understand some charges, but there's no physical bindings for the book. It's all printed online. So for a book to be highly expensive when you're buying it from an ebook reader or for an ebook app, whatever, there's not a whole big excuse for that to be actually done. So I think just to respond to this, if you want to have people not pirating as much, maybe you should put a cheaper price tag on the book. Not to say that's going to stop 100% of piracy. Nothing will, unfortunately. But you can only, I guess, lower your price and hope for the best. Because honestly, like I said in the very beginning, if something is marketable, if people want it, they will find a way, to get it for free. You can look at the people that go through the McDonald's and say, hey, you forgot my fries, so they can get free food, It's the exact same thing. So if you are an ebook developer, writer, yes, definitely this is hard times for you because of the piracy. That's understandable. Maybe, I don't know, try lowering your price tag and see what happens. Thanks for listening.